the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
All right, you guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Talks with TJ. This is another news and reviews video, and we're going to jump right into it. I want to dedicate this entire video to Donald Trump and Joe Biden's first out of 4 debates. And let me just start off by saying that we are fucking cooked as a country. I do not understand how we went from John McCain, Mitt Romney, Barack Obama, even to an extent Hillary Clinton, now to fucking a man who does not know whether he shat or fucking ate that day, to a deranged, manipulative, narcissistic, now convicted felon lunatic. Both of them have obviously escaped their elderly home and now found their way to be front runners for the United States presidency, and are arguing about everything but what Americans need. Neither of them told the truth. Neither of them followed through with any of the fucking questions that were being asked by CNN. And you know what? One of the things I did like with CNN, to make sure they did not overstep or overtalk each other, they narrated it in a way, or moderated it, sorry, in a way where each of them had 2-minute responses, 1-minute rebuttals. And they cut it off, and they made sure that they cut it off so that way they didn't get back into a bickering match, which still happened, right? There were questions that were being asked surrounding childcare, surrounding environmental and climate impact, and they were talking about who golfed better, who slept with a porn star, right? We saw Joe Biden fucking completely just lose it around 12 minutes. And I'm just going to insert some clips so that way I can just break this up. He just completely loses his mind. You could just hear him breathing on the mic.
Sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we find...
What the hell? What the hell? We know, I am for certain, and I know everybody else after they've seen this debate knows that he is not making the decisions on a day-to-day basis. And matter of fact, the day after the debate, they flew in Barack Obama and the former White House secretary, or something, I can't think of the name right about now, but both of them have sat down to regroup with the DRC to know whether or not they should push forward with Joe Biden, because he did such a poor job. The next day when he did a rally, he was like, well, yeah, I don't talk like the way I used to. I don't articulate, I don't debate, but it doesn't mean that my mind is lost. What we saw on stage is that you was thinking about fucking what are you going to have for dinner, and not any of the questions that were being asked, right? I do not understand how we go from Mitt Romney saying happy anniversary in the beginning of the debate with with Barack Obama, and making just like a lighthearted joke before they got into the nitty-gritty.
Honor to be here with you, and I appreciate the chance to be with the president. I'm pleased to be at the University of Denver. I appreciate their welcome, and also the Presidential Commission on these debates. And congratulations to you, Mr. President, on your anniversary. I'm sure this was the most romantic place you could imagine, here with me. So congratulations.
Or John McCain defending Barack Obama, saying that he's not what you are about to say that he is. He's just a man that I disagree on politics. Where did we go?
I got to ask you a question. I do not I can't trust Obama. I have read about him, and he's an Arab. He is not. No?
No, ma'am. He's a decent family man, citizen that I just happen to have disagreements with on fundamental issues, and that's what this campaign is all about. He's not. Thank you. Thank you.
Where do we go from here? I do not understand how in the hell we just got here to about porn stars. We lead the world, right? Whether we have our gripes or our constructive criticisms surrounding the way we do politics around the world, we are the world's leader. When I took my first solo trip outside the country, I realized that, baby, much of the world is not developed. Right? We may not have clean drinking water in a specific city, but it's not affecting the entire country. Right? We may not have the best paved roads in comparison to other developing or developed countries, quote unquote, but I promise you that 60% of the world it's at least 40 or 50 years behind Europe and the United States and much of Asia. Japan, Korea, those developed nations, Singapore, etc., right? Anything really outside of that, and China's now developing because a lot of their country is still not infrastructurally sound. Even though we're seeing these mass projects, they still have a way to go, to be honest. We lead the world in politics. We lead the world militarily. We lead the world economically. We're not the largest economy anymore, but by GDP, right, by growth, we're still leading. These two are going to be responsible for that. They're going to be the representatives of the United States, right? They're the face. And we did not like Donald Trump as the face. Maybe there are pockets who did, you know what I mean? But I'm talking to us. We didn't. And now he's now an option in 2024. It's gotten to a point where we are so unconfident in Joe Biden that we may have to switch to the other option. Now, I'm going to tell you personally, I'm going to vote for RFK because I just cannot see Project 2025 coming to fruition, even though it's looking very likely. And I cannot see another 4 years of Joe Biden. Now, here's my conspiracy theory. I believe that they were only going to allow Joe Biden to run for 4 years, and then they were expecting him to hand off the baton to Kamala Harris. But Kamala Harris did such a shitty job of being a VP, and not necessarily any of the policies that she wanted to implement, but just being a public figure. She's just so unlikable that they cannot pass the baton on to her. Even if Joe Biden had to step down as the front runner, they couldn't pass it to her. And word on the street, she's pissed about it. She's not likable. She does not. And for Donald Trump to be such a brute, he's actually more like favorable, right? He connects with his base. He's connecting with a lot of us under the age of 25 at this point, because we are seeing such I can't even describe it. Starting off with genocide in Israel, starting off with this useless war in fucking Ukraine, and them sending billions of dollars over there in aid and weapons, but cannot do the exact same thing for the U.S. citizens, has put him extremely unfavorable, right? I cannot back this. I can't. As a 25-year-old, I can't back this. I've already seen what it looked like underneath Donald Trump, and I've survived it. Unfortunately, a lot of fucked up shit has happened, but I know how I felt economically, and I think that trumps a lot of the things socially, right? Though we do need to take into consideration individuals who are not as fortunate, those who are disabled, those who are POC, including myself, those who are part of the queer community, including myself. But one of the main factors is, honestly, the pain of living, right? Gas, food, rent, right? When you got out of college or when you got into a stable career, they told you that you was able to buy a house. They told you was able to get the car that you needed. You were able to vacation twice a year. You were able to have a stable savings account. None of those things have been true. Now, not all of it can solely be blamed on Donald Trump. even the way he handled the pandemic was so fucking wrong. We cannot solely blame it on him because the world was flipped upside down. We are not the only country that is in a housing crisis or a energy crisis or food and inflation in general just rising. We're not. Europe is going through the exact same thing. Much of the developed Asian countries are going through the exact same thing. If we're feeling the pain in the developed countries, though, those who are developing or severely undeveloped are even more at a point of disadvantage. I just don't know where we can go from here. I do not want to see either of them, but my odds are betting on we're going to see another 4 years of Trump. Because these debates are not going to get any better. They're not. I'm going to insert some clips like I said before. It was a fucking shit show.
Thank you. President Biden?
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds. Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, that's what anyway, just take a look at what he says he is and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. The reason I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf with you if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
But I have, you know how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Okay, let's
not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to
21
turn.
Let's not act like children.
But I'm going to be attending all of the debates. I'm going to be watching all of the debates because I do want to give my honest opinion on maybe whether some things have improved, maybe some things have gotten worse. I do follow politics, so, and I'm not a individual who's left or right leaning. I do have my own views on things, and even the way I vote, it's unaffiliated. So I don't play sides. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. 10 minutes is short, it's sweet. I'm going to insert some clips like I said before at the end. This has been Talks with TJ. Peace.